Hi there, it's Tim Dolan, American University of Kurdistan here in northern Iraq. And excuse me, I'm hearing crackling in the electricity feed here. Okay, we're good to go. So it's basically the end of the term, and it's time to kind of wrap certain things up. Of course, there's grading, which is in this case a bit of a challenge. The theme is really about expectations, and now after an extraordinarily long, at least it feels that way, academic term, I've got a lot of grading to do, field study reports and some other such papers that are simply the bread and butter of undergraduate academic performance. So that's moving along. It is remarkable that so many, particularly entering students, the lower division of freshmen and sophomores, still don't seem to quite grasp the idea of capitalizing the first word of a sentence, or what a proper noun is, and how that should be capitalized, and those little technical things that one would hope that by the time, granted, they're non-native speakers, that's certainly understood, but this is pretty basic stuff. Anyway, so these are things you deal with. You do the best you can with it. I'm a firm believer in a high bar at the front end. So the one course that I have in Power and Society, which is, I consider a gateway course, I am being pretty rigorous with these guys. Now, the other two courses that I teach in mediation and negotiation and global systems international systems, global governance, these are students that are already juniors and seniors. They are more competent, it's markedly so. So I'm feeling a little bit better about them. It's these other guys that hopefully they get to a better place as we move along and as they matriculate. But some of these guys really do have to go. Again, we'll just have to see how things fall out. Otherwise, I've got a meeting with the provost tomorrow. So it's the next 24 hours for me are going to be interesting because I do want to follow through on an initiative that I presented to the board, or specifically to a member of the board who happens to be the Dohuk mayor, for lack of a better term, to see about a sister city arrangement with the city of Ashland, which I will be returning to now in a couple of weeks, to see about some exchanges. And I did discuss this briefly with the provost, and he happened to give a bit of information. He's interested. There's a Yazidi musical group apparently here in town that might be ideal to bring over on an exchange basis. The city of Ashland has the Oregon Shakespeare Festival. It's the largest repertory theater complex in the United States. And they have a green show. These are free musical shows that are often kind of cultural expositions. And I think a group from here in Dohuk would be welcomed and very interesting for people. And from there we can see about perhaps university to university connections, city to city connections, things like that, again, to internationalize. There are bases for doing that. It's not simply a random shot. There are things where I see it could be truly mutually beneficial. So I've got that conversation tomorrow with the provost. And then the rest of it is really kind of administrative donkey work where I'm trying to get a faculty handbook woven together. So far, I'm not getting any expressions of support from the rest of the faculty. But I'm just going to pitch in and do my part over this summer, along with trying to get a couple of articles out. And then seeing where things stand at that point. Things are pretty open-ended, but I'm small O optimistic, and looking forward for both the summer and then hopefully a return and moving things along here. It's an interesting startup. Nobody said it would be easy. It's a little like working in the circus. You know, you're not only the clown act, but you do have to put up the tent. So that's where we are. Okay, so that's going to be it in terms, I think, of academic news. Unfortunately, I haven't had the opportunity to explore Kurdistan as much as I've liked to. We did go to Barzan, which was the home village or town of Mustafa Barzani, who is a venerated figure. I think I made reference to him before. And that was a great trip. I can only hope that the university might organize similar outings on a more frequent basis. It's good for morale. That's it for now. Stay tuned. Thanks.